know how to make my passion a business. I spoke with a few of you up there and told you my passion. Basically, my passion is people. And I want to empower people and encourage them to not settle because of the things that I went through and things that I've dealt with that made me settle in life. My new outlook on life is to not settle. And I don't want people to live their life just settling, oh, I got this going on, so I can't do that. And I want to know exactly how would I make that a business, because that's my passion.
Love it. So you want to speak?
Yeah.
You want?
Are you sure?
Yeah. I do want to speak. I would have to speak, but I don't. The only thing I know is the passion. I don't know anything else about how I'm going to do it, what I'm going to do.
So let's say I'm somebody who's settling. What are you going to do for me? How are you going to help me?
I want to find out why you're settling.
What's I have low self-esteem and I have daddy issues. I don't know.
Oh, really?
She really is self-disclosing now. Don't let her drink. Don't let her drink. She'll tell everything. Hey, let me drink. I'll be right back.
But I would do my best to try to encourage you and try to get to the core of what's the actual problem, to have you at the point where, because I'm having this issue, I'm just going to stop and stay in this state of mind.
So you would ask me some questions then about where I'm at, why I'm there, right? And then you'd probably give me some advice, I would imagine.
Yes.
So that's what you're going to do. You're going to create a mechanism where you can have people reflect on their own lives, a workbook with questions that they fill out, and then you'll give them some advice, and we can package all of that in programs that you will sell online and be making tons of money so that you can spread your message and get out and speak to groups. That initially is the first thing is I would write a book. Well, and it doesn't have to be big. One of the things we can really do very easily is write a less than 100-page book, because that's what people read anyway. You write a 300-page book, guess what? Nobody reads past page 101.
Right, that's why the one philosophy is specifically written very small.
Right.
And I would imagine it's small enough that anyone can digest it and read it in an evening or on a weekend. And there are people who have the book that haven't read the whole thing yet.
Right, exactly. And the other thing is,
but it's easy to do.
What you learned from Suzanne today about your story is what's going to inspire people. So you really want to get to your story, like she was talking about today. And your book can be, based on that story, and here's what I learned, and here's what's for you. But that's going to be your first entry, some platform that you can stand on and say, I'm an author, and let me in and get speaking gigs. And we're going to talk a lot about getting speaking gigs tomorrow.
Are you a part of a church?
Yeah,
Yes.
that's the other thing is church.
I would go to get started, you're going to want to have some testimonials and stories of people that you've done with this and some experience of doing it. So I would start at your church and go to the pastor and say, I'd like to start a group on Tuesday evenings. And I'll share my story about not settling, and I want to invite other people to step into accepting the Lord. Whatever that conversation needs to be, I would start at your church. Is that something you see as a possibility?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that would be, because my
going
pastor has been telling me this for a while.
Inviting you in. That's amazing. And there's a niche of people your age that are already having to settle. I'm out of college. I expected to make $100,000. I'm barely hitting 35. There's a lot of people, 21 to 28, 29, 30, that are feeling like this is it. This is it. And you can change that for them.
And they may have already said this to me, but every time you speak, record it.
Yes.
Every time you speak, record it, videotape it. Those are your products that you can sell, you can use for giveaways. I mean, that's your money.
Patty's definitely started.
And
I speak a lot at church, so.
All of the
Oh, you
things.
do already?
Yeah, she does already. So, and when I say write a book, I saw what happened to your face. It's like, oh, how daunting is that?
Because everything you guys are saying is like confirmation, because I've been told to do almost everything you guys are saying, but.
So,
Well,
right.
it's not only that, it's you've been told, but who is really supporting you and showing you the steps. I mean, look what you learned this weekend.
And,
Did
You know?
you meet Caleb this weekend?
no.
No,
You didn't, in Emergent Soul?
no.
Okay, Nancy coached him, and now he coaches with Trish. He wrote a book at 16. He's 17 now. He has 3 published books, and he couldn't be here because he has a TV show. He has sold over 1,000 books in the last year.
That's
and,
1 year.
And he was failing school a year ago. So it's because I'm his mother. I can tell him whatever I want. I'm crazy because I'm supposed to think that. But having a coach helped him get through that. And it built his confidence up so much so he can now determine what his vision is to move forward. Where do I go to college? When he was making that decision, he went to the coaches. He didn't want to talk to me. I was like, well, can I go? Nancy's like,
No. we had a 3-way powwow on that.
But Trish has been coaching him for almost a year now, and he's like, I can't talk. I have my call with Trish, but they keep him moving when he gets stuck. And it's that book for anybody who wants to write a book. It's not about making money. It has opened so many doors for him. It's a business. It's opened all of these doors for him to do whatever he wants to do, and now he believes in himself, and that's huge. I'm forever grateful to these ladies right here for that.
And in our program, I can show you how to write a 97-page, 100-page book in 30 days. And get it done.
One easy way to do that is start a blog and just write a chapter at a time as a blog post.
Right,
And at the end, you put it all together. I think the big question I would have is how are you going to find these people? And a lot of times, people have a great idea or they think it's a great idea, but then in the end, nobody wants it. I think you do have a good idea, but the challenge is, are people looking for it? I'm going to go back to my favorite answer, Facebook, because you could find people that are in that age range, and let's say you're focusing on 10 to 15 in your age range to start out with, and just run small ads. Do you settle? Something like that catch their attention.
We're crying.
And then get them to give them your name and email address for a free report or a quick video. Hey, here's my story, and if you want to find out how I can help you, there are ways to chunk it down so you're not. If you don't like, I've wanted to write a book for a while, but I don't have the time or the patience to sit down and write the whole thing. Doing it that way, you can at least do it in little bits.
That's great advice. Thank you.
Awesome. So Sunday and/or Monday, what's the first action step that you're going to take towards taking this to the next level?
I want to start speaking more.
Right. So what are you going to do on Sunday or Monday? The first.
Go to church.
Yeah, at church. I want to start, like I said, I want to start speaking more and recording what I
Good.
speak, and I'm gonna speak to my pastor and see if I can start something on a certain day, probably with the youth or even older people just want to get together, because a lot of times we feel as though, well, I know I do, feel as though I don't want to share that because,
I'll be judged. And
Yeah.
all that. So Sunday you're going to talk to your pastor?
yeah.
Awesome. Excellent. And you're going to text me when you do that? Let me know what happens?
Okay.
Did you get the Science of Getting Rich the other day, or you got the one?
I got the one.
Okay. Well, make sure I give you my cell number before we leave.